Welcome to the Dental School Guide podcast, your ultimate destination for all things dentistry. I'm Dr. Tanner Townsend, your guide through the complex world of dental education. Join us as we uncover the secrets of acing dental school admissions, navigating residency programs, and exploring career opportunities. Please share and enjoy. Real quick, just wanted to make all you pre-dental students out there aware of a resource. If you've ever been worried about getting into dental school or are wanting to get into that school of your dreams, then you definitely want to check out a program called Dental School Guide. In the program, we walk you through how to save money, time, and heartache when applying to dental school. There's so much fluff out there when it comes to resources for getting into school, and we are streamlining all of that. With our comprehensive digital course, expert mentorship, and personalized application review services, you'll have everything you need to stand out to admission committees. Take advantage of this amazing resource that will help you increase your chances of getting into dental school. You'll want to check out dentalschoolguide.com. Check it out. Welcome back to the Dental School Guide podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Tanner Townsend, and today we have the opportunity to interview Karoline, who is one of our fabulous mentor students. So Karoline, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Townsend. It's an honor to be here and talk about a little bit about myself and this journey of dentistry.
Awesome. Well, we are excited to have you, and you hit it right on the head. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about your specific journey, and then we'll talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly along that journey and the things that you've learned as you've gone through the process of applying to dental school. So, Karoline, first and foremost, tell us where you're from and tell us a little bit about what got you initially interested into dentistry in the first place?
So I'm from Massachusetts, close to Boston, but not Boston. So what initially sparked my interest in dentistry was actually when I was 16 years old. I was trying to find a pathway on what I should do as a career. I started volunteering at the hospital. I started working at the hospital as well after volunteering. I saw doctors, I saw nurses, I saw everything around the health field because I knew I wanted to work around the health field career. But I wasn't finding myself. I looked at what they did, I saw how they interacted with patients, but I knew that wasn't the right thing for me. It wasn't until my mother had a surgery, she had a glaucoma surgery, and we went to the hospital together. I guide her all the way through her surgery because she doesn't speak English. And it was actually a moment that we had that she was talking to me about all of her diseases. And one of them was that she had a gum disease when she was younger. And I didn't know that. And I never had a spark in dentistry before and relating myself working with teeth and all that. But it was after that moment that I had with her that I was like, oh my God, I was missing this part of volunteering and shadowing, seeing how this works. And that's when I started volunteering at dentist in Pittsburgh. And that's when I realized I wanted to be a dentist.
So what were some of the experiences you felt like you had while you were shadowing that kind of confirmed that initial interest that you kind of got sparked with your mom?
Yeah, so when I started volunteering, I saw that the dentist would interact with the patient in a family manner, as it was different whenever I saw the aspect of a doctor at the hospital with his patient. And that was the first thing that really sparked my interest, just because I love interacting with my patients that I will have in the future. But when I saw that, I saw how important it was because one of his patients was someone that he had since he was when he started, and the patient still goes to his office and he knows all his family, everyone goes there now. So I think that was the biggest impact that made me want to follow dentistry, and as well as just having that smaller place to work at and knowing who you are actually working with every day. I think that's very important as well.
Yeah, it's kind of unique how dentistry is still, even though there are corporate models of dentistry, it's a lot more mom and pa still and more family style with
Mhm.
the interaction with your patients, which I love that as well. So how long before you started applying and really gearing up to get into dental school did you start shadowing and kind of work down this path?
Yeah, so I started shadowing when I was 16, and I only applied to dental school when I was 23. So I think it's something that you have to start as young as you can. Some people don't have that opportunity because they don't know exactly what they want to do after, like, they start college. Maybe they're like, okay, I want to be a dentist. But for me, I started when I was 16 shadowing in Pittsburgh. And then when I finished high school, I came to Boston for undergrad. While I was in undergrad, I shadowed two offices, but particularly one in specific, which was Tabrizi Dental. And it was amazing. I stayed there for almost 3 years shadowing and doing my internship and doing everything that I could. He was a great mentor to me. And after I shadowed him, I finished undergrad. I took my DAT, applied to dental school, and that's where everything came about.
I love it. Well, so you had 6 years between like, knowing this is or 7 years, excuse me, of knowing this is what you wanted to do and applying to school. So, like you said, you had a lot of opportunities to do some more shadowing. What were some other things that you were able to do in that 7-year period, both good and challenging, that kinda helped you get ready for dental school?
Yeah, so a challenging thing that did happen to me, which was actually like really funny and interesting, I guess, in a sense, is that one time I was shadowing it was supposed to be a simple extraction, but it ended up not being as simple as the doctor thought it was going to be. And there was like a lot of blood and a lot of, all that thing going on. And I just started getting pale and nervous, and I thought I was gonna fade. I'm like, oh my God. After like almost finishing undergrad, thinking I wanted to be a dentist, it's not the right path for me now. But no, the dentist sat down, talked to me. He's like, Caroline, it's okay. This is the first time you're seeing this. Like, it's normal that some people might like feel that way. I was like, okay. I was nervous for a second. But that was a challenge that I faced during those like years that maybe I was like, oh my God, is this really what I want to do? Um, but like just I did a lot of things in undergrad that made me think that yes, that was the right path. One of them was that I had a seminar project my senior year that yeah, it was my senior, that I had to talk about anything that I wanted to, and I decided to talk about dental implants, and that was like a bio subject which was related with CRISPR. So that was like I had to read a lot of researches and do a lot of search on that, and it was also for my internship. I had to do a different project that I had to search a lot too. So it was just like talking to different dentists along the way and doing these type of projects and volunteering at different places, just like made all of the connections that I needed to see during these years, the path that I needed to take.
I like it. So there's a lot of challenges, obviously, that we feel that we have along that journey. When you got to the application itself, like those couple months right before the application opened and when the application opened, what are some of the things that you encountered then that were kind of unique challenges that you felt like you faced?
Yeah, so going about that question, just like going a little bit back, like the DAT was like a struggle for me to get into dental school just because I started studying 2022, my semi-year of junior year, I believe. And I was able to like I would start studying and stop studying, and then I would go back and forth about that, and I ended up not taking my exam. And then when I graduated in 2023, I was like, okay, I'm going to take a month to study for this exam and I should be good. And that was not what ended up happening. So you really need to focus on the DAT and take your time to study for that test because it's really important. So I ended up, like I said, retaking it. So once I got into the cycle of applying and doing everything that I needed to, I took the exam again, got the score that I wanted, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. But I didn't know where to start. I was really confused. I'm a first generation dental like college student. um, dental school as most important for right now. But I didn't know what to do. And so finding you guys, finding a school of dental school guide was like really important in my pathway because you guys guided me through the whole thing. And it was like, for me, it would be a kind of an impossible thing to do on my own just because I was like so nervous. I thought I was late on applying because I took my DAT August 3rd. So everyone was like, oh, you're already late. You're already late. You don't like, maybe your chances are really low. And just like having the outside source of people saying that and then actually like getting to know you guys and getting everything set, my personal statement, all of my information and experience work shadowing and whatever we have to put in was really important. So you guys made my life so much easier.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Um, as you went through the process with Dental School Guide, what were you mentioned a number of things right there, but what were some things that you felt like were, wow, this is a huge game changer. I feel so much more at peace about this.
So a lot of things, like I said, you guys were my life savior. But one in specific that I would say would be my personal statement. My personal statement was kind of the last thing that I did just because I really needed to focus on my DAT and I wanted to get that good score to apply. So whenever we started the process, I had to do my personal statement and you guys guided me like, okay, Caroline, focus on this, do this. Um, Maybe don't include this, include something else. So that help on my personal statement really made a difference and showed me who I was to like the dental schools.
Yeah. Now, as we kind of moved along and got towards that interview phase of the application process, walk us through like when you got those interviews, what that felt like getting those interviews, and then also just how you felt when you did your interviews. I know we prepped multiple times and interviewed at multiple different schools, but walk us through that feeling and what that was like.
Yeah, so like applying to dental school, I'm not gonna lie, it's something complicated that you go through. It's like nerves that you feel that you never felt before. It's the waiting that you have to wait for like it's it's not an end game, like, it never ends. So it's like whenever I applied, finished, did everything, and got to the interview part, it's like you finish applying, then it's just like you wait, and you wait to see what happens, and once I got that interview, I applied, August 31st, that's when I submitted it, and I got my first interview on October 2nd, like, around 10 a.m. So it was just a feeling that I was like, "Oh my god, I actually got an interview, like, this is awesome." And I was so happy, like, my husband got home and I went, like, running excited telling him where it was. Um, and it was funny because I actually got 2 interviews the same day. One was in the morning, one was in the afternoon. And it's just a feeling that you were able to accomplish what you've been working through. The interview is like a step. Uh, it's a step to getting into dental school. Like you did all the process, but that's like you're closer to get into like your dream of what you've been wanting to. So when I did my interviews, we practiced multiple times. We such a great job, Dr. Thompson. Thank you so much. It's you're never ready for an interview because it's like you get nervous and you're like, "Oh my god, what do I say?" But Dr. Townsend was so good in like preparing me for that and like I was always like smiling and trying to just be myself. That's the most important thing because dental schools want to see who you actually are without like just grades and DAT scores and all of that. They want to see who you are. So that's the part of the interview. So I think that I was well prepared for that and once I went in my interview, I felt very like confident in some of them because some of them were hard. I'm not gonna lie. There were some difficult questions that they get you off guard, but you're still prepared because even though they're hard, you can still walk like your way around it and actually just say what what you're gonna what you're gonna think or what comes up to your mind, but you're always prepared in knowing how to respond to a question that they ask. So I think the whole process, the interview and all of that, it can be scary, but you guys prepared me well enough that I was good to go to my interviews.
Well, you did an excellent job making sure you were prepared, and you were a joy to go through that process with, because you do a really good job and you have great social skills, which makes it all the more easy. So excellent job on your part as well. Um, Now, so after that interview process, like you had said, it's you hurry up and wait, kind of, where you apply and then you wait for the interviews and you feel like you're waiting forever. And then you interview and then you're back to waiting forever for that acceptance day. So tell us what it was like for you, what it was like when you got accepted into dental school, and then tell us a little bit more about your plans for the upcoming year.
Yeah, so it was December 15th this year, and I was so nervous. I was like waiting for those interview, like to see how they went, if I was gonna get accepted, if I wasn't, what was gonna be the outcome of that situation. But it was actually 6 a.m. I woke up and I looked at my phone and I was like, oh my God. Because from the interviews that I got from them, I really wanted to go to NYU. And from I knew like that was the one that I wanted to go through from the interviews I had. And once I saw NYU, I started shaking. I was like, "Oh my god." I woke my husband up and I was like, wake up. We have to see what's going to be the results of this." And I opened my computer, I logged in, and it was like, "Caroline, congratulations. You were accepted to our 2029 class." And I was like so excited. It was the best feeling ever. I was just like so proud of myself for going through all of that hard work and knowing that in the end it compensated for everything I did.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, and getting in and knowing that regardless of what happens next, you're gonna be a dentist. And
Exactly.
you've definitely put in the hard work, Caroline, and I'm very, very proud of you for how much work that you put in and just doing all the little things right in order to make sure that that acceptance came, and it was what you had been striving for this entire time. So do you have any final pieces of advice, Caroline, for future students that are applying to dental school this upcoming cycle?
Yeah, so I do have an advice for them, but I just wanted to continue on saying that because you asked me what are my plans, what I'm planning on doing, and what I am planning on doing is that I was actually because I'm from Massachusetts, I really wanted to stay in Massachusetts, and I was just waiting for one interview that was my dream school, which was Tufts, and I ended up getting it. So I want to tell you guys right now, if you don't get an interview pre-December, don't worry. Your time will come post-December. Like, don't worry about that. That doesn't mean anything. And one thing is that I'm still thinking on what I should do. So I did get into Tufts, but with a conditional acceptance. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I am still planning on attending NYU, which I already gave my deposit and everything. And so that's my next chapter of my life to see what to do. But if I do have a recommendation to you guys that are in this pathway of dentistry is to be calm. Everything in the end works out. You will do great. Study. If you're in undergrad, get those grades up. Volunteer. Do the best you can. And during your junior year, take the DAT. Take those 3 months out to study as much as possible. And don't focus just on the science. Focus on reading. It's really important for school. Um, so yeah, it's trust the process. Not everything is easy, and what comes easy goes easy. So it takes a while. You'll be great at it. In the end, it doesn't matter where you go. Like Dr. Townsend always tells me, it doesn't matter where you go. In the end, you're gonna be a dentist.
Yep. And I love that what you just said. I think it'll all work out in the end. And then even if your dream school doesn't come, maybe even this cycle or when you want it. If you work for it and you put in the right effort and then you put in the right input, you'll get the output that you hopefully desire for, which is wonderful. So, Karoline, I just wanted to thank you once again for joining us on today's episode of the podcast. You've been a joy to work with. You're going to make a fabulous dentist. I know it. And thank you for once again for hopping on the show with us.
Dr. Thompson, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure to have met you and to have worked with you this whole cycle. It's you guys are incredible. I recommend Dental School Guide for everyone. Like, don't even think about it. Just go with Dental School Guide because they're the best that you can have. They do everything for you, seriously. Like, put the work in, they will put their work in, and you guys will work it out, and you'll have interviews, and, well, I can't guarantee that, but you will. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Thompson.
All right. Thank you. We will catch you all in the next episode. That's all for today's episode of the Dental School Guide podcast. We hope you've gained valuable insights and inspiration to fuel your journey into dentistry. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more expert advice, inside tips, and engaging discussions. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. It would mean the world to us. Until next time, keep smiling, keep striving, and remember, your dental dreams are closer than you think. Thanks for tuning in to the Dental School Guide podcast.